in the Trenches, the Frontline Prediction League recap show that looks at events that came before, looks forward to the next ones, and talks about their stuff. And this time it's all three. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. This is Scott, one of your co-hosts of In the Trenches. Joining me is BeerMe Jesus. How are you, BeerMe? How was your New Year?
It was pretty good. I did have a few drinks on New Year's Eve, but wasn't too hungover on New Year's. Watched day one. Good pay-per-view. We'll get to that later. It's really cold here, like balls cold. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. How's your New Year and how you doing?
It was good. It was good. Nice and quiet, but my Christmas and New Year's was good. It wasn't as alone as last year because, for people who aren't aware, I am in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. Got to say the whole thing. But all my family's Southern Ontario, so I didn't get to see any last year or before that or after for a while. But I've got friends here, and the restrictions were lax, able to actually be with people, and it was pretty good. Our restrictions are kicking back in, actually, as we speak here in Ontario, and theaters are closed again and stuff. So, yeah, yeah. But you mentioned it being cold. Yeah, it's stupid cold. It's like minus 28 Celsius, which is damn close to 32, I think, which is the same for Fahrenheit minus it. It's cold. It's so cold when you're walking for 20 minutes, your eyelashes are freezing. That's that cold.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is cold.
I walk to work, by the way, people. So yeah. But yeah.
Man, that's insane. But
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. It wakes you up in the morning. Oh my god. But it tires. When you got to shovel your driveway at the end too, because there's been a snowdrift all day. Normally, it's not both. People who don't live in snowy areas don't know this, but either it's usually like bone-chilling cold with no snow, or there is snow and it's kind of mild, like 10, minus 15, even minus 20. But usually not that bad because it's that humidity, that mildness that lets the precipitation happen. When it's super, super cold, it doesn't happen. It's just cut off, and it's just cold. Today was a bit of both. Yep. We had it kind of up and down all day, so it's minus 28, and I'm shoveling the driveway, and no. Thankfully, it was recent enough I could actually move it. It wasn't ice yet. But that's neither here nor there. It is a new year, like you said. You mentioned day one, fun pay-per-view. We have thoughts on that, and yeah, we just heard about the releases too. That's real wrestling stuff. That's over on our podcast, Top of the Card Pod, on Facebook. Not Facebook, why did I say that again? It's on Twitter. It's also wherever you could find your podcast on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all that stuff, as well as on YouTube. It is there. We did, you may have noticed, not do one this week. We skipped a week simply from the timing of everything. It is a bi-weekly wrestling podcast. This is a good way to let people know if you're watching this, because we have much of the same audience. Thank you, everybody. But we're just doing it this week. And there's wrestling releases news now. There's Wrestle Kingdom has finished most of it. Excuse me. The more is coming next week. Things like that. There's a lot of stuff going on that actually will benefit us. But also timing-wise, things that has been delayed in getting on there because some of the upload services were just delayed over this time anyway. So the latest one's not even that old yet. So it's okay. We'll get there. But this is top of the card. No, it isn't. This is Frontline. See, I'm tired, too. You can probably tell already. This is Frontline Prediction League, FPL in the Trenches. This is our Wrestling Prediction League. This is our Wrestling Prediction shows, and we're going to talk about the results of day one. We're going to look forward to Hard to Kill, because that's this weekend, Saturday. Get your picks in before, God, what is it? It's like 8 p.m. for the pay-per-view, and they don't really do a pre-show. It's usually 7:30, but sometimes with packages at 7. So your deadline's like 6 or 6:30. If it's 5 Eastern, pretty much on Saturday, you're good. And yes, it's January 8th, Saturday. Predictions pay will go up Thursday after Impact. But also, we're going to have the results of the Medal Ceremony, the first ever year-end awards for the FPL, as voted by you. And that's going to be fun to work our way through. And we're going to work our way up, of course, starting at the theme, going all the way up to Superstar of the Year. And we'll talk about that. But that said, BeerMe, it's already been almost 5 minutes, and this is going to be a bit of a long one, but I don't want it to be that long. But things need to be discussed. Let us dive into day one. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. The big surprise that we revealed on our War Room, by the way, and there's another one coming for the Rumble, is that the four of us, myself, GMSG, CT, and Red, the four owners, we had a fourth wall match. There's no storyline reason aside from we wanted to, and it was on day one, the first anniversary of the FPL, so we did that. It wasn't like it's a main show match, so it counts, but I'm putting big air quotes around that because we literally just made a match that shouldn't really have any bearings on standings because we made it because it's its own thing. But yeah, it was a silly, fun thing to do, and that's why our poster is what it is. So yeah, but the actual main event, which is more noteworthy here, is the FPL American Championship was retained, excuse me, definitively by Alexander McKennedy over Modstep in a TLC match when he captured the belt. He got 5 in a row on a card that, keep in mind, didn't have that many matches because 2 got thrown out. Let's talk about that here in a second, but McKennedy pulled the belt down. I don't think we had a capture win yet, unless Money in the Bank was. We've had 20-something shows, yeah. But, yeah, so we've had a couple captures, sure. But this, after his no contests are coming close, this is a very definitive win. To capture, leaves no doubt. He beat Modstep. Awesome, awesome showing there. We both were thinking Modstep could do it, if anybody, but you refused to not back McKennedy on this one, right?
Right. You said I'd do it. It's not his time to lose the belt yet.
No, and he's the longest reigning champion. This is a fun fact, BeerMe, that you might like from this. I think CT noticed this a little while ago, but if he continues on through to Mania, which he pretty much will if he makes it through the Rumble, because we really don't know how many shows are going to be in between. There might just be 2 main shows in between, maybe only 1 between Rumble and Mania, because January 29th and April 3rd, so there's time in there, but they might just do one. We don't know yet, so we're not really going to do much defenses after the Rumble until Mania. If he does that, and if he makes it, his reign will rival your world title reign back in the JRPL for almost a full year. Because, it's Mania to Mania, really, and he's got to go an extra week, I think, beyond to hit that, because it was, I think, April 7th.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's coming up on your territory of a long reign. Now, that said, you never lost your title, to be fair. But how do you feel about him potentially doing that? Going from a guy saying, I want to be the Extreme Champion, and we're like, hold on a second, we got an idea, and you're in line for it anyway. And he wins that belt, and still has it now almost a year later.
It's impressive. It's really impressive. And my hat's off to him. You got to tip your cap. It's very, very impressive, and it's hard to do. It really is. Anything can happen in these matches, and he's been on the right side of everything through all of them. So, congrats to him.
Yeah, in my time, I've been a Road Warrior champion, I've been the Ultra Violent champion, and I've been a 2-time tag champion, and I believe I've only got 2 successful title defenses amongst all of that. It's not easy, and I lost every title I had, so it's very hard. You know a little more about longevity as a champion, both as the tag champ with the Solution. Outsiders beat you, but as well as the world champion. So this is a precedent. This is something that might not be matched anytime soon. For comparison, La Familia just won over the summer in the fall time frame, I believe. That's how I'm remembering things. And the Canadian champion is very recent, just prior to Survivor Series. And the world champion is from SummerSlam. We've still got 8 months to go until we get there. Sorry, that was Bastion. Costner won it just at Survivor Series as well. That's November. We're only 3 or 4 months into those. Not even 3. McKennedy, that's crazy. That's awesome. So they got a long way to go. The only way we'll be discussing those same kind of things is if Smooth Rock and James Costner are still champion basically this time next year. Very close to it. It'll be the same kind of situation. That's wild to think, because I don't think anybody thought McKennedy would still be champion this time last year, we didn't have a champion, but you know what I mean. So that's hats off. I know I'm tooting his horn huge here, but I can't do that. I never have. So so we'll see where we go from there. Speaking of Smooth Rock, though, let's go talk about that. The Canadian champion, Smooth Rock, retained over Ralentando. Watson rules, but of course. And it was held in Canada before the restrictions got too strict. We did have a limited crowd. It was a definitive win yet again. The two champions, they didn't bury their opponents, but they didn't really leave any doubt either. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, even though there was some other stuff going on. Please read the results for full details. But the idea there is that, he still showed up in Atlanta. How is that possible from the Rebel Complex in Toronto? By the way, I didn't write this one, but CT did what I do, and he found a real place. They got a private jet. We took care of things. It's all good. It's fine. But Smooth Rock, he not only beat the man who had the belt, he retained it over him. So, that's it. He is the absolute undisputed Canadian champion. Not that there was a dispute, but if you thought, oh man, did he really... Was that a fluke against Ron Dando? No, clearly not. So, and now we move on to see who the next challenger will be. We'll get there as we go through the card, but I'm really happy with how that turned out. Not that I mean like I'm against Ron Dando, but I've said it before. I like a champion getting that reign. I like the McKennedy reign. I like the long reigns. I like when belts get traded, but I like them to be worthwhile at the same time, So I look forward to seeing what happens next with that. BeerMe though, this next match, we both picked it. It was Strays. We were both right, because Strays won. Strays versus Strays. Surf Dog and Michael Marsh versus Mark Harper and Supreme Rock. FPL Continental Tag Team #1 Contenders match. This, again, was very much something that I kind of thought was, well, who would win? Would they really fight each other? Yeah, they would. Especially for this kind of situation? Yeah, they would. And, yeah, it was looking like Harper and Supreme Rock were actually going to get the shot, simply because they have a better record, but it's a smaller, better record. So, which is the better team? The team who has, more attempts, but it's not quite as great? Or the one with less attempts that is technically better? Put them against each other? Yeah, the ones who have been there a little longer in doing this, Surf Dog and Marsh, won the shot. So they are the #1 contenders, once again, for the Tag Team Championship. Except last time they did face Simple Creatures, and bear me, we all know what happened when the Strays faced the Creatures. So what will happen now when the Strays face La Familia? It might be bad. It might be real bad for them. So
it's true.
We'll talk about that though. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said it could be. You never know.
It could be. We'll talk about that more as we go. We'll get into that once those matches get announced, because we're not even talking Rumble yet, for the record. But let's move on, because we've got another Canadian Championship related match. It's the #1 contenders match under Watson rules yet again. Chef Urban, the last minute upsetter, beat Luke Gray 16-14. So Luke was on this, I'll say it, he's on a hero's journey to go in there and get this done. And then Urban comes in because we had double booked Tino by accident, and he got the call because he was pretty much our alternate. He was the, who else would it be? Well, maybe not yet. Well, he got the shot, and he not only advanced past round 1 in here to round 2 to the final, basically. It's a four-man tournament. And he won. And he is now the #1 contender for Smooth Rock, Chef Urban. I would not have predicted that starting this, right, simply because he wasn't even in it. And I'll say it, as much as I hate Luke not getting it, I kind of love that Urban did, because I love that story. It's like, what, this guy? Brock Lesnar, day cool. 1, right? It happens,
Yeah, it kind of probably screwed me on my match. But that's okay.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get to those. Because I know for some cases, like I said, there were some matches thrown, some matches tossed, and we are talking about that because we understand when things get screwy, we get it. Like, at 6 o'clock, the deadline hit, and then news started to break that Roman had COVID. And at 6:07, WWE officially said that Roman was no longer going to be competing, and Brock was added to the WWE title match. So 2 matches immediately were gone because it was after the deadline. If it was even 1 minute prior at 5:59, we would have adjusted it and knocked the points down. It's just a matter of the timing of it, and they waited. It was right at our time. It's not like they did it on purpose, but man, that sucked. But yeah, so people who would maybe put 7 on Roman, match got thrown. 6 on Big E, match got thrown. You're suddenly down 13 points. It's brutal. It's brutal. So we look at that, we're like, man, people got screwed. Technically, everybody got screwed because of that. So, but we look at that, we're looking at that. Does Luke get a shot? Does he have to earn his way back in? I would think yes. He has to earn it back a little bit, maybe a match or 2. It's not a matter of immediate right away. Maybe, I don't know. We are actively discussing that, looking forward, just so you know, because, hey, Tino still was promised because we double booked him, but want to give him that shot. He's still got a matchup coming for Canadian contendership. Who knows Tino well? Luke. But there's other possibilities as well, right? We're not going to just do it just because of that, but that's not bad. That's not bad, right? That's kind of good. Maybe it's a three-way with someone else. I get, like, because you got certain people getting the shot again, but, I mean, if they're earning their way in, if they're winning these matches, they're good. If they're not, they're not. I mean, if anything happens, Urban dethrones him and Luke gets the shot. Well, Urban already beat Luke. Can he do it again? That's what we're looking at, and that's through to Mania. So we're kind of plotting that stuff to see what happens. But right now, Chef Urban has the absolute title shot. He was number 5 in a 4-man tournament, and now he's number 1. So that's awesome. That's what we were kind of wanting all this time, and we want to help build others up like that to give that opportunity and see where they go with it, and that's it exactly. Now, BeerMe, there's a match I'm going to talk about here. It's very important for me. You see, I won in a match with the GMSG. It happened.
You did.
It happened, and it was
wasn't
also
a one-on-one match, but it was it was a match,
and I didn't pin him either.
It was a match.
There's levels to this, you see. But yeah, I faced the GMSG, Jonathan C.T. Martin and Redhead in our, like I said, our four corners kind of fourth wall match, just for fun for us. And it was so close to a perfect card until I think it was like toward the very end because I didn't pick. Oh, I'm trying to remember. It was Becky won. There was one of them where it was like, oh, that ending. It wasn't the main event because that wasn't part of the picks anymore. But aside from one thing off, I damn near had everything right. Oh, yeah, I didn't pick Big E to get pinned. So that, yeah. Which, by the way, that bonus stayed in because other was an option. Technically, it's not invalid of an option. Yeah, I won. I'll save stuff for a promo. But we looked at the jokiness of it, and I think it was the 13th match that GMSG and I have been in. And it's my match 27, or at least event number 27 for the FPL. 27 is my lucky number. That's a big old coincidence on that one. I happened to get damn near all the bonuses right, which got me 3 points for the 1, and then 2, and 2, and 2. I got so many points on the bonuses, that saved me, even though I lost, I think, my 6 and 5 for Brock and Big E's matches. So, I won. I'm happy about that. I'll talk more about it in the promo. Don't worry. I don't want to dwell on that, but I won, and like you said, GMSG did not get pinned. GMSG was not 1-on-1. That's next. Now I got to do that, just like beating you in a submission match. Someday. Only trying for years.
Someday.
Oh yeah, and I also proposed to Red. There's also that. Maybe that's the WrestleMania plan of a wedding coming. I don't know. Come on. It's a wrestling wedding. What are you going to do? There's ideas there. So yeah. So we'll see what happens coming up next. The match of the night tag team will be obviously going for gold because I haven't lost since All Out, aside from Survivor Series. So I've been kind of on a roll. So we'll see what happens. But hey, speaking of actual contenders, because I'm not even in any of that right now, the FPL American Championship number 1 contenders match, Lumberjack match. Broken Nerd defeated Ash. And that means that McKennedy will face Broken Nerd. And we need to find a stipulation for that that's fitting because Broken Nerd is the king of the cinematic matches, you see. So we need something befitting of that for that match. So stay tuned for that, absolutely. That should be a lot of fun. Or, if you guys have any ideas, we can run with it, by all means. But, yeah. I think we both called Nerd potentially to win that one. He's got to win that big one. He has definitely rebounded, so I'm happy to see that. But,
yeah.
A bummer for Ash. He's been on a bit of a skid, but he's still doing well. 28's nothing to sneeze at. He would have beaten either of the guys in the death match, Jason Blades and Sebastian Escobar, which, by the way, Jace won that. That's a big one for him, beating Escobar in that, so... Both those matches, very, very good. Very, very good turnaround for these guys. Very excited to see what's happening here. Next up, non-title. James Costner, the world champion, beat the Alpha Dog, went after the tag team champions. I'll just mention a few that's on here real quick because they're kind of linked. Dion Blade beat Josh Ionio, the #1 contender, lost to an Antidote member. RGX beat Bastion, the former world champion, losing to Honor Club member. And Rate Wrestle of Honor Club beat you by a point, which I know you were very unhappy about.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be by a point for a while, right? Like,
it's the 5th one in like my last 6 losses I've had that have been by a point. 1 point.
Yeah.
Got to be on. Remember how you had that streak of losing back in the day?
Oh, it sucked.
I'm kind of at that point.
Yeah.
I'm at that point now where I'm just gonna randomly just start throwing things into a hat and picking it, and just hopefully that'll work instead. I don't know what to do.
I'll tell you, for day 1. I looked at it and went, I think maybe I should change it. And then went, no. Leave it as it is. The only thing I changed was the Raw title opening. I figured Randy Orton would get a good pop. Then I went, no. It's day 1-ish, and it's a new day. Yes, it is. That's the first match on the card. And it was!
What sucks is the Roman match obviously getting thrown out.
Yeah.
Because if I would have won that, or if Roman would have won, I would have won. And... yeah, I had to make up 5 points to tie, and I made up 4 points. Like, you just can't. I just can't make that shit up.
No.
You know what I mean? It's terrible.
Now,
kind of at that point where I'm like, I don't know what to do.
We'll get there. We'll get you there, though. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Now, Costner beating Alpha Dog. Again, we said before the world champion really should win that, and he did definitively. Dion Blade beat JD. That's crazy big. That's a main show win for a guy with 6 matches. Like,
also for a guy who's at the actual day 1 event, so that was cool.
Yeah, he was there actually, giving us pictures. It was pretty cool. The fact that he beat JD, the world title #1 contender, says a lot on this. Like, how quick is Dion Blade gonna rise here? Because that's a 1-on-1 win on the main show. That's really good. That goes a long way. His competition will remain steep based on stuff like that. Like, we've talked about this before with the kind of MMA booking. When you beat someone that's above you, well, let's see if you can do it again. See where you can go. So he's quickly climbing, and I'm very intrigued by that to see what happens next for him. Speaking of big wins, I know it's at Bastion's expense, but RGX got that win, man. RGX beat Bastion 1-on-1 on a main show.
Yeah.
That says everything. That's awesome. I know I'm biased on it, but I'm happy that he got that because we've wanted that for so long to see him pull this off. So it was really, really good to see. And
gotta tip my cap to him.
And Rate Wrestle beat you. Yeah.
By a point.
I mean, Bane the Bishop beat Lee, the Midnight Rider. Bums me out a bit too. James Black beat Detrick Cyrus. The other half of the tag champions lost, so that's interesting there. Cam beat Roman Pierce. Hiroshi Moses beat the Arbiter. Danny the Light Jordison beat Mad Elite Titan. Good win because Titan's on the rise, so Jordison's kind of clawing at that and trying to not let that go without him being along with it. X defeated Rab. Wookie defeated the Gaffer. Casey Warden beat Buck N5 and CM Carlito. And I know there's a graphic missing there, and I think there was one up here as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, for Jace. Not sure just with the way I loaded it, I guess, but don't worry. They're in there. And CT will see this and fix it if not anyway. JJ Rocky beat Killmonger 8. JJ won. He said it's a new day, it's a new year, it's a new everything, new way to go, try to clean things up, and he won. So,
yep,
that's the kind of turnaround we need, right? We want to see that. And then we got some new guys. So Atlas Kiyama defeated Tino. Victoria Fiore defeated Lexi Briggs. Kurt Colt and Oin, I believe it's Eoin, the Extraordinary, ended in a no contest, and BJH Bowman defeated 3G Platinum. These guys all debuted pretty much in our Discord, like one after another. It was like, how do I do it? Sign up, go. And here they are. They're on here. And they almost all won. One of them went to a no contest. So that alone is good. That's, you're here, you're winning. That's a good start. I like to see it. We do have achievements. There's obviously make your first appearance for those guys. Make your 5th, make your 25th, etc. A lot of people are hitting that now on show number 27. People didn't at the start or maybe miss a show here and there, skip AEW or Impact, things like that. Win your first matches and stuff like that. And yeah, I got the 4 Horsemen achievement, beat the FPL owners, just by virtue of it. I think there's a few people, though, who just need to beat one person, and they've got it. So there's a few people out there that are gunning for that one without probably even realizing it. But if you've beaten me, that's one. If you beat Red, that's another one. And if we're a tag team, you beat the both of us, you're on your way. So it's a matter of time on that. I think there's a few ways to go. I think, honestly, no matter who won that match, well, obviously you would have beaten all the other owners. But I think without even that match, like, there's just another match or two, and we'd have it anyway. So, but yeah, please come read this stuff. CT, Red, and I put a lot of work into these. We actually knocked this one out really quick and got it up on Tuesday, which is our normal that we want to do for these. Actually, it was Monday, thinking on it. But we want to get these out much faster. We want to get back on that, so it's a good start for this one. Rumble's going to be a hell of a thing. But we wanted to really ramp this up and get this back for everybody with the results. We got RGX and Bastion. We got Backstage with McKennedy. We got Alpha Dog. We got Aftermath of Costner and Alpha Dog. There's a bunch of stuff, like Black hitting Costner with a Dragon Suplex. Oh, who knows? La Familia is involved. Oh, no, what's going on? Check this stuff out. Please come and read this stuff. You can see where I propose. It's a lot of fun, too. And, yeah, we love this stuff. We have fun with this. We're doing it anyway, no matter what. It is our anniversary. We celebrated it. We can't wait for Hard to Kill. We can't wait for the Rumble. We can't wait for WrestleMania. We're glad everybody's joining up and signing in. It's a hell of a lot of fun. So, yeah, BeerMe, overall, what were your thoughts on FPL Day 1?
It was good. It was really good. It's really well written, and I'm kind of interested in a lot of storylines moving forward. So,
it is
end of the new year.
It is that time, too. It's WrestleMania season, right? Because the Rumble's kicking in. So we got contenders coming up. We got WrestleMania after that. Things are getting a little crazy. So we're looking forward to that. And hell, let's look forward to that, because Hard to Kill is this weekend. It doesn't stop, BeerMe. It's that crazy time of year. So Hard to Kill, here we go. It is on January 8th, Saturday. I mentioned already the deadlines. Get that stuff in ASAP. Live in our Discord. I should be there, but I might actually be out because it's Saturday and sometimes I'm out. But with stuff being restricted and closed, we might just call it, and I'll be at home anyway, and we'll see how that goes. Also, if you're noticing the Hard to Kill graphic, it does have the official theme song, Infected by Spineshank. No, we're not affiliated. We just do a song because it's cool. Yeah, we already used that one. We're fixing that and going to have a new graphic in a bit. We noticed that by accident when we were looking at our theme songs and went, oops, we've used that for Extreme Rules. But as mentioned, non-title match. Sorry, not as mentioned, but the main event is a non-title match. World Champion James Costner versus American Champion Alexander McKennedy. BeerMe, who you got? Costner or McKennedy? Is it Costner taking it, or is McKennedy going to lose a match that doesn't matter again? Not that it doesn't matter, but you know what I mean, right? The belt's not on the line. Who you got?
I'm going to go with James Costner.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too.
Yeah.
By virtue of the fact, because of McKennedy's history, it can happen, and Impact's always a bit weird. Costner's usually good too.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I remember McKennedy even saying is, who's my other challengers? I should go for the world title. And to be honest, not all of us are against the idea of a double champ. We're not exactly going, nah. But it's Mania season. No, not right now, at least. No. Come on.
Right.
You're going to defend it. So there's that. But you never know. I don't want to vacate anything like Hammerstone did with the open weight title, that kind of thing. If you win it, you got it, but now it's double duty. We'll figure that out. It's a good problem to have. So we're on board with possibilities. But for right now, no. That's not happening. But we hear you. Yeah, Costa's probably got that one, I'm thinking. Do you think that Smooth Rock will win at a non-title match against Bastion? Or is it Bastion all day? It's Bastion, right?
I'm gonna pick Bastion.
Not Watson Rules, normal match. I'm kind of thinking Bastion might take that, but I'm gonna go on the dark side of it and pick Smooth Rock. I think he's on a run. He's on a run right now. I think he's got it, so I think he's gonna win that.
He is. He is.
Actually, you know what? We're picking the world champion in a title versus title match, a champions match. the world champion hardly ever wins those in FPL or JRPL.
I know, right?
So McKennedy's probably got that one. If you're an odds maker, that's the win. But I'm still picking Costner. He's going to buck that trend. We got a match. We put out an open challenge. Match of the night, Scott and Red, celebrating our engagement. And we put out a challenge for any team, any stipulation. And it was accepted by Dakota Alfine, Relantando, and Kier 1. And they picked Watson Rules. Not what I expected, gotta be honest.
Interesting.
Never had a Watson Rules tag match. We thought about it and went, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, because it's still a matter of if there's a tie, we start going down bonuses. And if there's a tie in bonuses, it's the team that works, right? If one person got a bonus right, you got it. So, sure. I've wanted to do a Watson Rules match for a while. I'm excited about that. But it's against freaking Relantando, who knows them better than anybody. So I don't know what to make of that. It could be a bad night. Let's not beat around the bush here. But Red and I are doing very well as a team, kind of suddenly. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited. I'm confident picking myself. It's Impact. Let's go. I'm picking us. Who you got?
Oh man, that's tough. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pick you guys as well.
Hey.
Just because you guys have been riding high on the winning.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick you guys as well.
Well, here's one. Go ahead.
Oh no. I have matches too, but I will wait till you're done with yours. And then I will get mine.
I'm just going what's on the screen. We got some matches already on the page here.
My bad.
Yeah.
I can't see what you're seeing.
No, it's all good. That's all good. I got one more. It's on the page here because we are announcing all of this for everybody. Yes, but Iron Man match: Rate Wrestle versus Jonathan C.T. Martin. Iron Man. I'm picking CT because he went an hour in the first Rumble. No, Rate Wrestle did just beat you though. So
yeah, I know that's why I'm gonna pick Rate Wrestle because he just beat me. So why not? I'm gonna go with Rate Wrestle.
Okay, that's fair. And yeah, nothing else. We do have an Ultimate X match though. By the way, Ultimate X match announced on Twitter. Casey Warden versus Danny the Light Jordison versus Eoin the Extraordinary versus Kurt Cult. Now, this is admittedly, I think Eoin and Kurt Cult were a draw, but that's Eoin getting that shine, like I said. Casey and Danny the Light are guys who are getting a bit of a shine here as well. You might notice some of the other names aren't on there yet because we had the matches to announce. They're probably going to be a little more higher profile, but Ultimate X. Not that anything is necessarily at stake. It's just Impact. It's Ultimate X. We didn't have a hard to kill last year, so we're throwing this in for some fun to main event the kickoff. Should be crazy. But BeerMe, for the actual matches themselves that we are also announcing, I've got 3. And how many do you have?
Same.
I'll tell you what. I'll just continue my trend here and announce one of those. We have Dion Blade continuing that step up in competition, like I said, going one-on-one with the GMSG.
Oh, all right.
You know, the guy that just lost to me. I'm kidding. Dion Blade and GMSG were in the Survivor Series match. So they're getting their hands on each other again. GMSG could avenge that. I'm picking GMSG, but it's Impact. Who the hell knows? But I don't know what Dion Blade's like at Impact. He didn't even start until after Bound for Glory. So I'm picking GMSG. Because I don't have enough tape on Dion Blade, if you want to put it a certain way. So, yeah, obviously you're going to pick GMSG?
Yeah, if Dion Blade was facing somebody else, I might pick him, but he's picking my stablemate, so I got to go with the homie.
That's fair. What have you got?
Which one do I want to do first? All right, we'll do this one. We got Bane the Bissa taking on Josh Dionio.
Ooh, another step up and another kind of all risk, no reward match for JD. You know, like sometimes that happens when you're in a contender spot or upper level. You got these guys gunning after you. Sometimes it hurts to take it, but JD's like me. He'll face anybody. He'll bounce from the loss as well. Like it won't really affect him, so he'll be fine. But I'm kind of picking JD. I think he's got Impact down, so I'm picking JD on this one. Who you got?
Same.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with JD as well.
Okay. Let's see. I will announce RGX. His match after beating the former world champion is against Chef Urban, the #1 contender for the Canadian Championship. He is facing him one-on-one, RGX versus Urban. I don't think they've faced before. It feels like they should have maybe in the early days of, like, not this time last year because our first show was the Rumble, but you know what I mean? Like early days they may have faced each other, but not since. I'll be honest, it's hard to pick as both are on a winning run. But I'm going to pick, I'll say RGX, I'm going to pick Urban because he probably knows Impact better. But from the...
God, I was going to...
But I'm thinking RGX actually because he's on such a roll. I can't pick against that with the win over Bastion, which means a lot. But I mean, you know what? No, damn it, this was the hardest one. I'm picking Urban because he's coming out of nowhere, beating people that, not that he shouldn't, but he wasn't even in line to face. I think he's got it. I think Urban's going to win that. That's why.
That's why I'm going to pick it too.
Yep. He's going to keep shocking the world. Not that it's a shock, but it's like, oh God, nothing's stopping him. So yeah, I'm picking Urban.
Right. Yeah.
What else we got here? We got 2 more, right?
All right. Yep. I got La Familia. I got Jetrix Cyrus and the Alpha Dog. They're taking on the Strays. Not the Strays, but the Strays. You know, Mark Harper and Supreme Rock.
Interesting. We'll see what could have been, huh? I love stuff like that with factions. You can do matches like that. Yeah, I figure the champs have this one, but I don't think it's in the mission statement of the Strays to necessarily win that, more so as it is to soften them up. So I'm picking La Familia, but they're going to be worse to wear either way.
Man, it's really hard. I don't do this very often.
Oh.
I don't do this very often, but I'm going to pick the Strays.
Yeah?
Yeah, because Mark Harper just beat me at the last Impact show by a point. So I'm going to pick the Strays.
Man, that was October. You remember these things.
Yeah.
Same as me. I also realized I said, not they're worse. They'll wear worse for wear. I caught myself. I knew what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. Last up, we have Jace of Blades continuing his hardcore odyssey to make America violent again in a hardcore match against the #1 contender for the American Championship, Broken Nerd.
Oh.
Some big, fun matches. I love these house shows sometimes because you get matches like this. It's like, ooh, okay. There's bragging rights if Nerd goes on to win the belt and you beat him in a hardcore match a month prior. That's pretty good. So I'm picking Jace just because it's his thing, even though Nerd's on the way to make it his thing. I'm picking Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't picked against him on his campaign trail, and I'm not about to. So even though Nerd's a really tough opponent, but I'm going to also pick Jason Blades. Yep.
No, that's something I'm thinking Jace has that. What, you double...
Yeah.
You're second guessing yourself?
No,
I almost said double guessing.
I'm going to pick Jace. No, I'm looking at this last match I got, and I don't know who to pick.
Go for it. Last match of the card. Who you got?
All right, last match of the card. We have the king of the family. We have Sebastian Escobar, who is coming off that grueling match. He'll be taking on Luke Gray.
Ooh, that's interesting, that one. And yeah, sometimes I forget these matches, even though I'm on the booking calls. I forgot about that one.
I don't know who to pick.
That's a good one. I think Luke needs to rebound, and I think he'll do it right away. I think he'll do it here. I think he will capitalize on Escobar's loss and give him another one. Even though that's a hard one to say definitively because Escobar is good, I'm going with Luke.
So it'll be his second loss because, in a row, number 2.
You said it that time. That was not me, Escobar. You heard that? You heard that?
Yeah, I did. I don't usually pick those. But actually, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that will not happen. I'm going to pick Sebastian Escobar to beat Luke Gray. And I don't know why. It's a toss-up.
You got a feeling?
Toss-up.
Yeah, sometimes you get that sometimes, right? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am looking forward to this event. Like I said, it should be a lot of fun. The real one, too, I mean. But with the matches here, if you didn't have your name on there, for the new guys, just, as always, Put your picks in when that predictions page goes up. You can get it through the links down below into our Discord, and you'll see the picks page there. Deadline is probably 5 or 6 Eastern, like I said, on Saturday. Do it Friday, do it Thursday night, whatever's fine. But make sure you put them in. New guys, you figured it out. You won your matches, but it is descending scores. If there's 5 matches, the one you're most confident about is the 5. You can't use 5 anymore. Next one is the 4, and so on. The other thing is, if you have stipulations, check those out too, because they're down there, especially Ultimate X, because that's going to be like a ladder match where you want to get 5 in a row, consecutive matches right. But if 2 people happen to get that, you keep going to 6. It escalates, Ultimate X. Make sure that's what it actually is, because I say things wrong sometimes. Go look in the rules and stipulations descriptions in our Discord. You can check it out there, and then the live event chat as well. It is a lot of fun. So please, please, please check that stuff out and be part of it. And if you sign up and you put your picks in, you'll have a match on the card. And literally, we already have a new guy, Eoin the Extraordinary, in Ultimate X on Hard to Kill. That's how quick the stuff can happen. It could be a lot of fun. You can get in there and run roughshod and take people out. So, yeah, that's that. But, BeerMe, man, we got more. It's only been 40 minutes. We've got the award winners of the medal ceremony. We've got the first ever medal ceremony, and you can see my screen. Okay, so you know 2 winners kind of already, but that's because I just got to scroll things. But we've got the theme song of the year starting off, and BeerMe, it's a tie. It looks like it's at Revelable voting, but it was Edge of a Revolution by Nickelback for Revolution, and Money by Pink Floyd for Double or Nothing. The runner-up was Love Bites, So Do I by Hailstorm from Takeover Vengeance Day. I didn't vote for either of those. I forget which one I did vote for. I think it was...
I voted for Money.
You voted for Money? I think I voted for Swerve.
Like my top one that I voted
Swerve
for,
was the one I liked. That I almost made that my new theme song.
Yeah, that's good too.
By Papa Roach. I almost made that a theme song, but I put it in the thing, so that was almost it. But here we go. Turn of the year. Smooth Rock turns on Rallentando. That was the turn of the year. BeerMe doesn't see these. He just hears me reading them off.
I don't.
The runner-up was Tino turning on Lucre. So Smooth Rock, you and Rallentando technically both have won a medal for turn of the year. Really, Smooth Rock did the work, let's be honest.
I don't even remember what I voted for on that. I think I voted for that, though. I think I voted for Smooth Rock and Rallentando.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't do the CT one. I want to say it was that one or... no, I voted for myself. Who am I kidding? That's right. But again, as we go up here, to heel of the year being Sebastian Escobar. BeerMe will be happy about that. He was not the runner-up.
Hey.
I'll tell you the runner-up because it's funny. It's Jonathan C.T. Martin. He was number 2 on that one. How these worked, again, it was a matter of the 3 choices. Your number 1 pick gets 3 points. So number 1 is the one you would pick for that. Number 2 is your medium pick. They got 2. And then number 3 is your 3rd place and gets 1 point. I know it's a bit backwards, but some people were putting in that like their top one was 3, but that would only give them 1 point. So we reached out to try to fix those up. We might word it a bit differently next time. But the idea there was that if everybody, say, put Escobar at least somewhere, well, then he's going to accumulate those points. So he might have even been number 1 on anybody's list. He might have been number 2 on everyone. I'm saying this to be funny. But because of that, kept getting 2 points from everybody and won heel of the year. That's my point. So heel of the year, Sebastian Escobar takes that one home. So he'll be happy about that. The king of the family is the heel of the year. I do not know what that translates to, but I'm sure we'll find out after this goes live, and I look forward to that.
He will let us know.
But the best part is people watching are seeing as I scroll up, so people already know the next one. But it's tension for me to announce it with BeerMe, because this is all for BeerMe. He doesn't know that Luke Gray is face of the year. BeerMe.
Word. All right.
The runner-up is Bastion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did vote for Bastion, but he was world champ. Okay, it wasn't just because he was in my faction. I think that's the only thing that I put like 3 on for my faction was Bastion winning.
I admittedly, I vote very fairly. If stuff was better than mine, I didn't vote for me just because it was me. I never operate that way. I don't think I voted myself number 1 in anything. to be fair. I probably got a number 2 here
Right.
and there, and I got a number 3, I know for sure. But I didn't vote for anything for myself, number 1, I'm pretty sure. I think Luke was my number 2. I think I went Bastion and Luke. And then, God, I forget who the third face was. Might have been Relintendo back in the day from that time frame, but I don't remember exactly.
I put Luke as well. I'm pretty sure. I think I put RGX in there.
But it might have been RGX too. But a lot of people put Luke. Obviously, anyone number 1. So
yeah, congrats to him.
So hey, at Hard to Kill, Luke Gray faces Sebastian Escobar.
Oh my God! Yeah, now I get why that's
the face of the year and the heel of the year. Now, I don't think we even knew. No, you know what? We did know that. CT knew it because we knew the results as of the first, so he probably did have that in mind. But yeah, so who is the face and heel of the year? Those two will go 1-on-1 this Saturday. That's awesome.
Pretty dope.
Now,
I like that a lot. That's good booking.
Master of the Mic. This is the one that I've literally won when it was called the Trash Talker Award, which we did rename because Trash Talker makes it sound negative. I get it, but we wanted to be positive with things, so we call it Master of the Mic.
Before you say it, this is my hardest category to pick, vote for, I think.
I still didn't vote for myself number 1 because I thought people did better than I did.
Yeah, I don't really remember who I put for what.
I did put myself number 3. I know that. I did definitely do that because I'm like, I'm still good. I know what I'm doing, but I got to step up my game. I did not win. Just so you know, BeerMe. Again, everybody can see the screen. They know who I'm talking about. This is just for BeerMe. But like I said, I won it, I think, every single time, or Lee won it. So it's always been Infinity. Well, now RGX has won it. He is Master of the Mic.
Nice.
The runner-up is me. So I get second place on that. There you go, Escobar. I'm number 2.
Hey.
But I'm thrilled. When we started and he started doing those promos, I was like, yeah, I want more of this. And he kept going, and he's Master of the Mic. So, yep, that's awesome. I love it. I love that happening. That is, yeah, I'm. If that's all you need to know. I didn't win. I'm excited. That's the coolness of this. The fact that happened. So that's really cool. The Kayfabe Award. Luke Gray overcomes Tino and CT at Survivor Series. We ran out of room for the logo there. But yeah, that's just the coolest moment was him basically down 1-2 in the Survivor Series, and he outlasted both of them to win. That was voted as the kind of the best moment. Now, I'll say full on, I know this is a thing that back in the GRPL days, but the recentness of some things would often color people's opinions, which is why we did that episode talking about the nominations to make sure people understood stuff. So I feel that's not even a factor here, but I know people are going to think it. Survivor Series was very recent, but
I voted for that.
It's still an awesome moment. So did I. I'm not gonna lie. It was awesome.
That was my most voted for one, I think, on that.
I'll tell you flat out right now, I did not vote for us hosting Trenches for a year. It still got runner-up, BeerMe.
Oh, I did.
You did? Well,
I did. Oh,
we got runner-up.
Well, I did vote for that as well.
I didn't.
So
I voted for other stuff. That's just me. Even though I think it's awesome that people picked that enough to vote that. That's legitimately kind of emotional of a thing. That is awesome. It's not an acceptance speech. Obviously, we didn't win it, but from the bottom of my heart, that means the world. Thank you guys for this very show.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
obviously people like it, so we'll continue to do it.
I'm legitimately kind of like, okay, I gotta move on here. Okay, feud of the year. Feud of the year. We got 3 in here. We got
really
the way it's worded here. We got CT versus Luke. We got Ral versus Smooth, and we got RGX versus Rate.
Okay.
The runner-up was Simple Creatures versus Death Money Inc.
Oh wow!
So this, I think there was 10 options on that, and we still got like a 3-way tie. Jonathan C.T. Martin versus Luke Gray. Again, we just talked about Survivor Series. Nintendo versus Smooth Rock. Turn of the year involved in that. And RGX versus Rate Wrestle. That started at the window and ended at War Games. And it's actually still going today. Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of those. That might actually be the 3 I voted for now that I think about it. I can't remember. I'm not even in any options. So, yeah, that's the feud of the year. So all those guys get feud of the year for that. So look at Luke. Feud of the year. Kayfabe Award, Face of the Year. Look at that. Look at that going. Look at that. Great. That's great. Let's keep going. Upset of the Year. Matt Zion and Rab beat La Familia. And that's because they were tag champs and because it's Matt and Rab.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Now we got two upsets, or two runners up rather. Another one is La Familia defeating Simple Creatures, and Costner defeating Bastion for the World Championship. Again, I said both of those specifically was not for the virtue of Costner or La Familia, but the strength of Bastion and the Creatures. So they did the runner up. But that was Matt and Rab beating La Familia. I mean, come on. What?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like, okay, that's totally out of left field.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened realistically under any stretch, and yet they've done so well. They've gotten close to tag titles. So, yeah. Next up, match of the year. What did you vote for on this one, BeerMe? Do you remember?
I think I voted for the Rumble.
So did I. I'm biased.
Or is that not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I voted for the Rumble. That was on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I voted for that.
Well, it didn't even make runner-up. The runner-up was the 2021 Elimination Chamber match. The match of the year was that Survivor Series match, Schronkbusters versus CT Extinction. So, yes, Luke gets yet another award.
Dang, all right.
Look at Luke go.
Yeah, he's getting all the awards.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff.
It's fun. But yeah, that match was just kind of like Survivor Series perfection, I think. That was just the way things work, because we use actual eliminations to tell the story. We don't do it like, it can be whatever. It actually went based on how people were eliminated. We went with that. So, yeah, it turned out pretty great. So, yeah, Schronkbusters versus CT Extinction. CT does get an award. He got one. Next up, the house show of the year. I'm not going to dwell on this much, but it was All Out. Runner-up was Slammiversary. I think I picked Slammiversary or Bound for Glory, but All Out was pretty great. And I liked Final Battle a lot, too. But All Out was voted as the house show of the year. Again, it's our house show of the year, not the actual real event. So. And the main show of the year, it was a tie between my number 1 and 2, WrestleMania and SummerSlam. That's the tie. Runner-up was Extreme Rules, which I think was my number 3. Because Extreme Rules was awesome, too. We had a lot of fun with that one. So, and the Rumble, not going to lie, that was pretty great. But, yeah. So, WrestleMania and SummerSlam were the main show. Sometimes, though, we kind of structure that and build those to be massive, huge shows, and not much can top it. So, War Games came close. Not going to lie. War Games did come close. Next up, Faction of the Year. BeerMe, I'll tell you flat out, FBU did not get it or runner-up. So, who do you think took it?
I'm gonna say Man, this is tough. I think Honor Club took it.
Honor Club?
Honor Club.
Runner-up. The faction of the year is La Familia.
Really?
Yep.
Well, congrats.
Another one for Escobar. Yeah, we're never going to hear the end of this, are we? Which is the best. I look forward to these promos when this comes out. And yeah, guys, if you want to save these graphics, you can probably switch it to CT. But this will be posted for people to go and look and see this as well. So I'm sure there'll be stuff coming from that. But next up, Tag Team of the Year. La Familia. Let's dive right in. It's the tag team champions that are currently still holding them, Detrick Cyrus and the Alpha Dog. So they are the faction of the year with Escobar, the heel of the year, and their tag team of the year. La Familia is raking them in. Runner-up, Simple Creatures. And only because they kind of died at the end thanks to the Strays. The Strays literally cost them probably tag team of the year because of what they've done. That's how devastating that's been. So, how do you feel about La Familia now?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Next up is the main. People can see it already. The superstar of the year. The runner-up was Alexander McKennedy. The actual superstar of the year is your good friend Bastion.
Hey.
The first world champion.
I like to hear that.
Winner of a couple Rumbles and a Hell in a Cell and Chamber, all this stuff. He is the superstar of the year. He didn't win anything else, but he got that. So there you go. So
that's kind of a big deal.
It is kind of interesting to see that the face and heel of the year did not win Superstar. So it's interesting to see quite where people put their votes, right, to see how that goes. But Kennedy got those points. Like I said, we talked about him being this year-long champion now. So Superstar of the year is Bastion, and I will leave it with that on the screen, trying to format it just so we have that alone. And there you are. That's it. So overall, BeerMe, we didn't win a goddamn thing. We weren't even part of the matches that did. Technically, Lee was, right? No, he was in the other match. He wasn't in there either. Brad wasn't.
Yeah.
No, the owners, CT was in the Shrunkbusters match. He was runner-up for heel. We were runner-up. Literally, you and I were runner-up for the kayfabe, and I was runner-up for Trash Talker, Master of the Mic. From the bottom of my heart, that makes me super excited that others have won these things, because it shows that their stuff is working, their characters are liked, the storylines are good, and they're winning these things. It's awesome. I don't want to be out there winning everything. Now, that said, I would love to win stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I'm so excited that others are. It's pretty awesome. Now, that said, 2022, I want to win stuff. Let's go. Let's actually do it. Let's get there. So, we'll see what happens. We got the Rumble coming up. Hard to Kill is this weekend. WrestleMania season is on the way. Got a wedding to plan. I'm busy. How about you, BeerMe? What's your plans coming up?
I have no plans. So if anybody would like a match, let me know. Well, not let me know. Let somebody know.
Let us know. What should BeerMe do at WrestleMania? What could be something in line for him there? You know.
Yeah. I need something.
There could be some fun stuff with that. Well, I'm sure someone will be calling you up for WrestleMania after this, because there's plenty of time for it. But we only have, so that's
they'll beat me by a point.
Well, probably, but that's
I'll beat them by a point.
But only 1 point though. But that's the realistic nature of what we're dealing with now, because we got Hard to Kill this weekend, and we got the Royal Rumble at the end of the month, and then we have presumably Extreme Rules and Fastlane, and maybe Super Showdown from WWE as main shows for February and March. We don't know. We don't even know if there's NXT. We have no idea. But then WrestleMania is April 3rd. 2nd and 3rd. The only other show in that entire time is Revolution on March 6th or 8th or whatever. And Supercard on April 1st has been the rumor. And that's it. So those are our story-heavy shows. Those two and honestly Hard to Kill. But those are our story-heavy shows to get stuff rolling for Mania, along with the main shows. But for all we know, as far as for things, because if Super Hard happens on the 1st, it won't have much story stuff realistically, because Mania is built by then. So we've got one house show in Revolution, and potentially like Fastlane and Super Showdown or Chamber. We might only have 3 shows after the Rumble to build anything. Hopefully 4 with a Saudi show, and maybe an NXT, but that might not be till... There's not a lot of room to work with, so we want to get stuff as soon as we can to go out there and have things happen. If anybody wants to go after BeerMe Jesus, do some kind of storyline, throw him through a car windshield, I don't know. Sorry, BeerMe, I'm volunteering you for stuff, but it's the kind of thing we're working on that now, because we suddenly went from, man, we got all this time, but there's no shows. We went through this with COVID. We understand how to change things and move it around, but there's just nothing. Ring of Honor doesn't have the anniversary show, which pisses me off, because that was supposed to be the wedding show. Yeah, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we'll figure that out and we'll go from there. So it will be a hell of a lot of fun no matter what, because it's going to be dense and compacted into those shows that we have. All starts with Hard to Kill this weekend, so please, please, please get your picks in. Go on the site, make sure it's in there. Go read this stuff. Read up on the results from day one. Read up on the stipulations for your matches at Hard to Kill. Just in general, if you want to challenge a match to someone. BeerMe's good at submission matches, I hear. I've never beaten him in one. There's things like that. Get that stuff worked out there. I'm volunteering you for a lot, BeerMe. I apologize, but I kind of don't at the same time.
It's all right.
It's gonna whatever happens. Oh, the workhorse. There we go. Here we go. We'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, you and Costner have unfinished business too. You called them out, but things are a bit busy, so that's a matter of time too.
Down the road.
Exactly. You're not going anywhere. But we unfortunately have to. It's been about an hour. This is one of the longer trenches. We don't like to do the hour-long ones on this, but There's been a lot to talk about. It's been a lot of fun. And I think we'll leave it at that. I'll reiterate it again. Like, favorite, subscribe. Go on to check out Top of the Card Pod as well for our other podcast. But check out all the stuff and sign up. Please, please, please. Be part of this and be part of this craziness coming up. We look forward to it. Look forward to seeing you there. So, BeerMe, anything else you'd like to say as we close this one out here?
Besides, thanks everybody for voting, and I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Trenches. I'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Couldn't say it better myself. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.